shock content. So let's start this video from the sorry video, okay? So if someone is mad because of me, please excuse me. I didn't want that shit, okay? So let's start.
Zach, you want to start?
I don't want to be rude.
So now it's your turn or my turn, to be rude.
Anton can be rude. I want Anton to be rude.
Well, Anton just did was mocking. I was describing a sandwich I was eating at a restaurant from Dnipro. I thought it was a good sandwich, so I had a 10-minute description.
10 minutes description of fucking sandwich. Does it?
Man, it was just 10 minutes. Good morning, dears. It's Joe Lindsley, Zakhar Pikh, and Anton Hutyriak. Joe is in Kharkiv, Anton as well, and only I'm in a peaceful city, Lviv. And tonight, for you, we will not be rude.
We're in Kharkiv. We got here today. And I was here in January. I love the city. And tonight I wanted to go to this bar I remembered. It was it was called Starry Hymn, Old Hemingway. Amazing place, like big statue of Ernest Hemingway. When you walk in, it's underground. So I thought it'd be good, drink underground at this time, and pictures of famous writers, and it's an artistic place. And I can't find it on the map. And then I see a BBC story from March. Hemingway bar totally destroyed by shelling. And we found it. We walked, and I could see the entrance. It was a very beautiful bar, and there was an entrance above ground, and then you went downstairs. And all that was left was like the vestibule when you walk in. And everything else was just the whole building, like 10 stories above it, collapsed. Fuck. And so many other places that I used to go were shuttered, and some of them destroyed. And the streets were totally dark from 8 o'clock tonight. As soon as the sun went down, and you could hear shelling everywhere, even before the alarm. It's like living in a World War II movie. It's fucking scary.
Really gloomy atmosphere here. Yeah, like you cannot see anything within the town, and people really using their flashlights to walk back to their houses. And not so long ago, when there was an Independence Day, Ukraine, guys at the wine shop said that there were 186 or 2 air alarms during that day, like all day long. Can you imagine this?
When it was in Dnipro, it was 12 per day, I think.
12 and 186 in Kharkiv. That's just mind-blowing. And when you think about it, like, you cannot imagine this. No. What these people feel here, and this place.
Okay, let's be I don't know if it's right in English, but pragmatic. Okay. In my opinion, cities like Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, Sumy, these cities, they have to be closed. At all, closed, totally evacuated. Only like the people who are making some important stuff in the city can be there, and the soldiers, and that's all. Because it's really wars going in there. Like Kharkiv can feel explosions every day. So unfortunately, I cannot understand that people who still live in that cities.
I mean, well, maybe some of them have their business here.
Well, there are like two things. Like we stopped in Nikopol, which is a whole other story, which we'll have to talk about another time, and how I almost got deported. Tomorrow we'll talk about that. But in Nikopol, Like my friend Sergey, who picked us up there, he's giving people jobs. He's got a business. They make fish jerky. He sleeps in his car in a field out at nighttime, away from the city. But then he drives to the city to work during the day, and like that's his business, And he's got to. He feels he's got to give people jobs, but also like we were in outside near Donetsk, near Donetsk city. So a city that's been controlled by the Russian forces since 2014. We went to a little village a couple nights ago, and we interviewed in the complete darkness this couple that they're still there with their daughter. They have their business there, and it's only a mile or so from the Russians, and the same here in Kharkiv. And I think if the people leave, like what happened in Lysychansk, when the people leave, then the military also has an incentive to leave. You end up giving up the city, and there's
No,
less
man, you're
reason to
not
defend
right.
it.
You're not right. As I understand you right, you said that people, it's a shield, but it's not. The civil people is not a fucking shield.
Well, not a shield.
It's like, I don't know, a mental shield for soldiers that can see the civil in the cities and feel, oh my God, I have to protect them. No, bullshit. No.
I think
For example,
also
that guy from Nikopol, I'm not sure that his business or workplaces that he's making for people is more important than his life, because his business he can start in another place,
Yeah, but not for
another
the.
time,
He's giving
with
jobs
other
to people.
people. Man, fantastic! But if everyone will evacuate from there, it will not need, and it will be safe for that people who will evacuate. Yeah, they will live in a shitty refugees camps, yes, but they will be still alive, and we will not read every day in the news, oh my God, the guy was walking with the dog and the rocket came, the rocket,
But just go to the shelter.
fucking rocket.
Just go to the shelter, like we should be in now because we're under alarm. But Zach, I think if you did that, you would lose the country. Like, why doesn't everyone just move to Uzhgorod and make all of Ukraine Zakarpattia? Like, you would then lose the country. You have to have the people there. And as I was talking with a British lawyer in Kiev a couple months ago, and he was fighting here in Kharkiv, and he said, the unfortunate reality is war is about where the bodies are, where people are, and who's alive and who's dead. And
here I must agree with Zakhar, because it not works like that. Like, you are not losing the city because of like people staying here or moving out. Like, many of those soldiers came from Western Ukraine, and they maybe not so like care about those people who live in here, which businesses they do have. And I would say that not like people is not like the main thing why those people are here,
Yes,
because
and
they
also
defend
for
their country, and they have their own duty. So that's why people came from Western Ukraine to defend Eastern cities, because this is not only people but land, infrastructure, everything. And of course that's historical lands, because we
and a
can
honor,
stop.
honor,
Yeah.
our own honor. But also, if we'll talk about the soldiers, it will be much easier to fight for them, for example, in Bakhmut or Slavyansk, Severodonetsk, Kramatorsk. It will be much easier for them to fight in that areas if it will be no civil people there, and and you can shoot in everything what is moving and not think like, oh my God, is it a Russian soldier or not?
Yeah, and by the way, when you have no people within the city, Russians can talk shit like, "Oh, listen, those Ukrainian soldiers, they use civil people like shield." You cannot tell it because people are evacuated. You cannot do this propaganda shit anymore.
So I think the cities what is on the front lines, like from Kharkiv to the Kherson, All of that cities, what is like in Ukrainian parts, or if it's in Russian parts, but they are able to evacuate to Ukraine, to west, to central, anywhere. It have to be. It has to be really.
Zach,
It has to evacuate. The cities have to be empty.
Okay, what if Kyiv?
And in that case, we will throw there a lot of bombs and will destroy everything.
What if Kyiv had been empty at the beginning of the war? Would Kyiv still stand as a Ukrainian city right now? I think you needed people there.
Yes, 100%. Because government still there, because it's important. Soldiers are still there. Territorial defense still there. More than enough. And that motherfuckers who are going and drink fucking rough coffee with the fucking that soya milk, you know, every morning in the shitty hipsters cafes, yeah, they are not important in the city during the war. No, they are not.
And even those guys who took weapon, yeah, like civilians, like there were like no sense for them to have it. Many people think, oh yeah, like those civilians can help to defend city, but in fact they don't know how to fight, they don't know how to fire properly, etc. So actually this is not people for a defense of Kyiv, and many of them haven't passed this weapon back, haven't give this weapon back, and we will have problems with that, I think, like people having
in the future it
in their own
police
homes, like this is a problem.
If the police will work very bad, like they're working now, for example, in the future it will be the same 90s, because 90s happened only because the people came from Afghanistan and they had a war experience and they didn't find a work here, and they start to use their Afghanistan experience in civil life. So like, but it's another very big topic and we'll talk about that after the war, I think, because like whatever. And also I have a question to you, Joe. Let's imagine the first 2 hours of the war, yeah, like the war started at 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, let's imagine till 8 o'clock in the morning, all east and central, for example, Irpin, Bucha, Hostomel, evacuated to the west. A whole city. They left like empty cities. Empty, nothing. Yeah, maybe in that case we didn't get so much weapons from the west. Yeah, maybe because we didn't have so much bodies in the ground. But still, like every life in Ukraine is much important than everything else. The same I can say about Kherson, about Mariupol. We knew before the war, I think 1 month before the war, we knew that the war will happen.
Some people, yeah, some of us, but most people.
Okay, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, man. Everywhere it was like only the whole world we're talking only about that.
I know, but
can you imagine? Can you imagine every fifth family from Mariupol thought, maybe let's have a trip to Lviv for few days, maybe a week. Okay, we'll see what will happen. Yeah, can you imagine how many people died in Mariupol?
Around 80,000 civilians.
And you want to tell me that it's important that civil will be in that hell, in that shitty places? No, it's much better to leave empty cities and destroy it till the ground, you know?
Well, but I this is a nice, very liberal idea of you. But I would say, actually, if all those people, then let's say in this fantasy scenario, which is very nice scenario, like they evacuated and they all ended up in Lviv. Well, guess what is going to get hit? Lviv, because war is about conquering and killing as many as you can, and that's what Putin's trying to do. So if they all went to Lviv, he would have hit Lviv more. I think.
Man,
We don't know.
man, if he will be able to send us so many rockets, he will do that anyway.
I know this is, but the question you raised is a tough one. I mean, I don't
Why
have an answer.
why Kharkiv have so many explosions every day? Because it's fucking close.
Zach, not only that,
And they are shooting not only with the rockets, they're shooting with the systems that
Air
staying
defense.
on the ground, you know?
air defense is working too, but
Yes,
also,
but air defense is working only with the big rockets landing
the
from
artillery is
jets
also,
and from the ships. But if we'll use the ground artilleries, like big machines like Hrad,
Yeah.
Cipollina, Buratina, I don't know, then that shit, HIMARS, the same shit, yeah. Air defense will not help you.
but this is the reason why, like, impute the Russians are even hitting parks, like Gorky Park in Kharkiv. They're hitting the parks in Kharkiv because this. And I saw this. I was here in January. This is a whoa. It's a beautiful city
Because they
and
want to kill civils.
no, not just that. Because this is a Russia doesn't have a city like this. This is a beautiful city that is Russian speaking, but hopeful, Ukrainian, entrepreneurial, beautiful, clean, amazing city.
I was asking to talk pragmatic, okay? And you tell me about beautiful and other shit.
No, this is
No,
pragmatic.
we're not
No,
talking about that.
Yeah,
We're talking about that Russians
yeah.
want to kill civils.
No,
If in the city will not be civils,
no.
the people will not die.
Fine. But I'm just gonna say
In that numbers.
my counterpoint to it, which we won't agree on tonight, but I'm simply saying I saw Kharkiv before the war, and I believe Putin was deeply jealous of this place, and he doesn't want the world to know that Ukraine could have a Russian-speaking city that was so fucking amazing and lovely, because that's what Kharkiv was, really. And that's why they even hit parks. They're not hitting.
I'm so sorry.
Whoa,
Please excuse me, Joseph, but as a writer, you think so deep, so smart, and so complicated for that stupid bald head,
No, it's simple.
and for 140 millions of idiots.
No,
It's not so deep and complicated. No,
no,
they
it's
hit
not.
Kharkiv because they can hit Kharkiv. If they will be able to hit, I don't know, Rivne or Vinnytsia, whatever, Khmelnytsky, whatever, Cherkasy, they will do that only because they can.
Kharkiv.
They're fucking animals.
Yeah, but also very jealous. And like I saw this in Odessa. Like a lot of people theorize that the same way that Adolf Hitler did not want to hit Paris because he wanted Paris, my precious. One day he thought it could be his. There's a lot of people who followed Putin who say Putin loves Odessa. And when I go around Odessa, I think that people feel protected. They know that Putin loves Odessa, and they know that they're not going to be hit. And so even the alarm, like the alarm in Lviv is, very poetic and loud. And Nikopol, it's very loud. Kharkiv, it's very loud. And Odessa, it's very quiet because they know that Putin doesn't want to destroy that beautiful city. But Kharkiv, he hates. He's like Schmeagol in the Lord of the Rings. He's like, I want to. There's definitely this. There's a hatred for the city, and I think I know what. But it's very simple. It's an animal for something that he can't have.
That motherfucker last week told the same that you said. That motherfucker, that Trukhanov, the amazing fucking mayor of that amazing city.
What did he say? Anton was telling me what a shit he is.
Yeah, he's like when the Italian.
He's amazing. He's amazing person who has in his house, I think, like, or in the garden somewhere covered a Russian passport, and second, he's connected with the Russian mafia, what has more than 60% of property in Odessa, and cleaning money. Is it right in English? Cleaning money. You know,
Money
when you're a
laundering.
mafia and you have a lot of money,
Money
In
laundering.
Odessa for some Italians mafia families,
What
it's
were
a
you saying
fucking
about this
laundry.
guy, 200?
Turkhanov,
Is the
Turkhanov is a
worst
dick. It's a dick.
mayor
What did
of
he
Dick
say?
like
Odessa.
Did he say that
Odessa's,
Putin was protecting Odessa?
Odessa's dick. You know what he said? He said like, we have to talk with Putin. We have to talk. It will be better to talk with Putin. Putin love Odessa. He will not touch us, but we have to talk with Putin. We need to have a conversations with Putin.
Actually,
You know,
he
it's the
told
same,
this to Italian
the same like
channel.
that.
What's the
Yeah,
worst?
yeah. The same like
Italian
that.
channel, and he
That
said that we should look for a compromise with Russia.
Really?
This is like
Yeah.
not
it's like
even
where
stupid.
it was very similar, like that French faggot said that we have to save Putin's face, you know.
Yeah.
But the next day when all news in Ukraine like repost that words of that idiot, I'm talking about mayor,
Of Odessa.
he made a new post like, oh, you understood me wrong. No, I'm totally with Ukraine. We have to fight, but finally we have to talk.
The same shit. Yeah, I agree, man. There's we saw a lot of that in Odessa.
And
But
as long as we will have such people
It's
have
the same like in
on the
Kharkiv.
top levels in the city, that will be like, many problems that just harms our philosophy of this war. Yeah, because like when Trujano said we need
Yes.
to have a compromise with Russia, then
I think
everyone thinks like, why we need to help you? You want to have a compromise with Russia? Why do we need? Uh,
I think, you know, like Italians. I think they were first who said in the Europe that we have to stop fighting with the Russians, and like, okay, you want half Ukraine, please, but we will not fight. The Italians were first who said that shit, and I think that because that always because of the money, that not because like, oh my God, the war is bad. No, they don't care. Your friends, like high level, powerful, rich, you know, this the same shit in Italy and in Russia, and they all of them are connected between, and a lot of Russians has business in Italy, a lot of Italians have business in Russia, and also mafia, like really a lot of money. First of all, it's girls, like girls from Russia and East Europe going to Europe, to Italy, and after sending somewhere to the African countries and just trading them. It's a very huge business, and they are connected to all that shit. I think Trujano was a mayor, as a big politic, and the mayor of the city with a very big harbor. He's very important for both, for Russians and for Italians, that as a connector. And I think, even he's not so motherfucker, he doesn't have other choice, because they will just he will just disappear, you know, like a mafia like to do. And while we have the people like Turkhanov in a high level politic, it will be shit, because, for example, Kherson was occupied so fast because local government didn't give to Turtle Defense a lot of people of Turtle Defense. They didn't give them arms in the first day. They like, no. We will wait. We'll wait. Oh my God, Russians came. What
we have there's evidence of that, right? Yeah. That's why I felt so
And
quick.
I think I think the same could happen in Odessa, but but soldiers came faster and said, no.
Yeah, so what was
It
happening.
will not be like in
Speaking of
Kherson.
Kherson, we had I was kind of giving up on raising money for supplies because it was so difficult. But on this trip, Anton and I are on this reporting mission through Ukraine, and your father's people from Lviv and the Donetsk needed some support, and you talked me into getting back to raising money. So we were able to get a drone that was a few $1,000s for guys in Kherson fighting to take back Kherson. So I don't know. I get some. I don't know. We've all had moments of wanting to give up, but now we keep going. But I think it's been an hour, so a little bit more than 10 minutes. So we should. Great, amazing conversation. Thank you, man. We're talking from Kharkiv. I wanted to talk more about it, but Zach had other priorities, and Zach from the comfy confines of Lviv. But we're all under threat in this country, and please support us. We welcome your support. The goal of this podcast is to show real conversations among real people in Ukraine, sometimes happy, sometimes sad. Here we go.